game is on. We were 8-0 down as SK Gaming ran away with the first few rounds of the first half, but it seems like Astralis are back and they're going to be able to give us a decent performance here on Overpass after all. They're going to have a chance to tie things up if they can win the pistol here. They got our Forces of Armor, one smoke for Glaive, a flashbang as well. He'll also have the bomb on his back and no kits. Just to know, as Fallen, he will be dropping pistols, but I think he dropped coldzera, the CZ, and he bought himself a smoke. So there we go. That's all his money gone.
Money's overrated. Victory. More important, Fur's going to go back in from bathrooms, try and spot anyone that wants to get aggressive and close up. He's the only one, keep in mind, on the A site right now. Not that he's the only one close enough by to do damage if they go exactly this direction. Bolts is also at the top stairwell, ready to try and go for a crossfire. That doesn't help, however, Fur's fact that he's got company coming from long. So he goes aggressive, finds the first pick, and does so emphatically. He falls back with 100 HP.
Yeah, that's not too bad at all, is it? The fact he falls all the way back, he's thrown a banner in the works, and coldzera has been gifted an easy kill towards the connector. The timing's working out perfectly for him there. It's a 5-on-3. Fur doesn't have to be in this position. He could just hold on the bomb site here, but he's hungry for blood, and he'll head towards long A, USP in hand. Kiabi holds the bathrooms area. They have got one smoke to work with here, but time is ticking away. Getting to the 30-second mark, and they haven't really got any real map control. Glaive will fall back towards the connector. The bomb spotted there. Glaive might be able to find a kill here on coldzera. Things will get a little bit dicey. There we go. There's the opening they needed. And they could potentially fall back and hold the A bomb side, but Fur is here to take them down. It's a difficult shot, though. That is not easy, and he might not come out on top there. He does eventually with the final bullet. 10 seconds, no bomb being planted yet, but the A site is relatively open. We might have a chance here for Kiabi. If he does get a plant down here, that'll be a success in its own right. He's done it. He won't win the round, but all things considered, Matt, that's an overall
No, that's not
okay
bad.
outcome.
There was a tiny little gap in that smoke behind the truck, and I thought he would find the angle and have it lined up. So I was more skeptical that he would be able to achieve that goal. But hey, there you go. Money down. So now, yes, okay, emphasis on second half pistol. They may not get 9-9, but they're not going to go down 12-6 either. They have a chance to buy sooner. They might go down 12-6, but they have an earlier chance of denying that.
Yeah, this should be full eco here. And then we'll go into the AKs in the third round. I'd like to see a few more rifles from SK. We get two of them. MP9s, they really do have a focus on those weapons, but they know the AKs are out in the third. Operation just try and farm the money into this round. See if those MP9s can spray it through them down. If Astralis can get the bomb down here, that would be sensational. We'll see whether that will be an option for them at all. No nades, no armor. A Deagle and a PG-50 device eats a nade. He goes down to 27, falling at the first frag there. And Bolt's looking confident in the middle. He's trying to avoid this Deagle or Kiabi. He'll run the first couple of shots, and things could get a little bit complicated now with that MP9. coldzera only finds one, though. This is actually quite an impressive round for Astralis here. They're trying to make things as expensive as possible for the Brazilians. 2 kills found, and still a possibility to win it. That's slightly been diminished now as Fur gets Kiabi, and Glaive has 12 HP, like we said. If he gets the bomb down, that's great. And he has got an open B site here.
Taco's not going to get there. He's got this.
He's actually let him in.
Go safe side pillar. Oh, he may not. No, I take it back. He's going to.
Oh, Taco, have you gone down there? He's had a very quiet game so far. He is on 9 kills, 11 deaths. I think he had like 38 ADR after the first half. So good he didn't go down there. Denied the plant. And we will have the AWP for Fallen.
That's a shockingly low ADR considering the dominant performance that their team had for the first, what, 8 rounds? So Taco over toward the window and down toward B as well. He'll have an M4. Cold stays on the MP9, but the early buy is expected from Astralis. If they'd gotten the second plant, you might have expected to see the AWP now.
Indeed. Fallen tried to bring that out nice and early. He's got no armor, but he knows the advantage he'll have at this particular area, at long A. If they do decide to come there, they won't be expecting the AWP necessarily, so he can get a kill, fall back. Armor's not a huge issue. This sort of range position he's holding. If he's going more combat style, like towards middle, where nades are very prevalent, maybe that would have been a problem for him. But holding long, that's fine. He can control that area, and he might have a little bit of contact here right now. Can't nail the shot, though. That gives up the fact he has the ult, but he's still on 100 HP, and he'll fall back and hold a more defensive line on the bomb side.
Yeah, absolutely. Safety first. Zipix, meanwhile, being patient, I should say, excuse me, outside of the monster tunnel with Kiabi. So set Molotov. To go in to the ramp. Actually, excuse me, that is Toxic. I thought that was more to the left. I was going to say the cover off where Taco's transferred to, but it does get him out of position. It gives him a better angle on top of the mountain, though, as Cold Zero finds one on the MP9 as well. That puts him at the sandbags to watch off. Keep in mind that Kirby's still trying to work his way inside of the site. Taco's able to find him. Good shutdown. All 5 stay alive on the SK side. They do get the 12-6, Hank.
That's not bad at all, is it? Astralis can't get rolling there at all. And it'll be head-in-hand moment. Dupree hasn't looked his best today. Started to come to life towards the end of the first half, and they actually got the 9-6, which is actually impressive considering they're 8-0 down. It's actually partly impressed with that, but it's going to be a full eco pretty much here. Astralis no armor, no nades, and smoke-graded pistols, PD50s, and a chance for SK Gaming to swell their bank accounts now, get really established here, find that 13th round, touching distance. That's unfortunately probably going to be the end of the line for Astralis at that point. It'll be almost, I think, we come down to some crazy mathematical outcome if they can still qualify after losing this map.
Shot from Zippix to take out Taco Glaive.
Okay.
That works wonders as well, taking down Fallen, although they're still... Okay, well, now 2 men down. I was going to say still men down. They can run to the gun as Glaive gets there in time. What is that from Glaive?
How was that hit?
Unbelievable, right? Like, that shouldn't happen.
Win the round now. Okay.
Unfortunately not, but if he did, yes, bow down to the new ruler. That's sick.
Oh, I'm just watching the chat. It's a few ruffles,
chat, right?
few nice shots, few Kappa prides.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring up Twitch chat just for that. I love watching reactions to plays like that. That was ridiculous.
Good lord. Wow. That's set a tone. Everyone's going to take a pause there. I think we all need to calm down. Glaive might need a cigarette. We'll find out because that was pretty hot. Either way.
I usually smoke after 6 too. That was awesome. However, yes, tactical timeout for Astralis. They are still in a tough position. 13 rounds SK, 6 for Astralis. They would not have wanted to be playing SK for a match that matters most in this group, let's be honest. I mean, the fact that they nearly had Nip, I think, I shouldn't say nearly, but it looked like there was a contest between them and Nip without Device on this map, Zonic playing. I thought, all right, they're going to be fine when he gets here. And then Cloud9 battered them. This has put things really awkward, or made things really awkward for SK, or for Astralis, excuse me.
13-6, and we have the money available for the Great Danes once again. Fallen takes a lot of damage there at the very start. He'll be down to 36 HP. He's watching towards the short pipe right now. In terms of the general approach from Astralis, very tentative and patient, holding towards middle. We know what a monster Fur can be in that particular position towards the fountain. It goes without saying what he did at Epicenter against FaZe. It was just disgusting, the sort of plays he was making. As we'll get into final commitment, what it looks like Astralis still focused on the bathrooms. First spots and falls back on the veil of the smoke to protect him there.
So just of note as well, to keep a ticker on this group, NIP have 16 forward Cloud9.
Wow, what?
Yeah, that's a shock.
The way Cloud9 were looking yesterday, they get 16-4 by NIP.
Keep in mind the way Bolts is looking right now because he strikes behind. Glaive does spot him before he can get a full backstab, but he goes down and Zippix thankfully trades it. Yeah, that's huge. That's massive. I mean, it's 3 teams in my eyes, although Envy again could slip in there, so maybe 4, but 3 teams, big teams in my eyes, battling for 2 spots. Astralis, Nip, Cloud9, and Nip now taking them down head-to-head's massive.
That is crazy. Well, it's Fur, who is also playing very, very well today. He'll find another frag 20 seconds down. The final commitment will come through. He can hear the footsteps. He reloads, trying to buy himself some time. And they might overlook him here. It doesn't even matter. He eviscerates 1. And Taco chiming in. A quiet game from him so far, but that's 2 big frags and bringing SK Gaming 1 step closer to what feels like quite a clean victory at this point. Not a single round posted in the second half for Astralis here. They do have maximum loss bonus. They're going to have to buy, from what I can tell. It's Dupree going in with the CZ. He's taking himself down to $800, so pretty much all in here. Khalil's, AK's, UMP, loses round, it's just done. It's over. They need to at least get a plan out of this one.
So Astralis sit with 3 points. If they can get... Ooh, yeah, even if they lose this, the best they can get is 6. That only ties Nip and Cloud9. That's not good enough. They need this to at least go to overtime for any mathematical conclusion. And even then, I'm not
sure. It's even probably still not locked.
I don't
right?
think. Yeah, I think they need all 6 points today. As Kiabi sits and watches through the boards, they're 2 rounds away from disaster if that's the case. I'll leave that to the league ops to discuss, but at least it gives you an idea of somewhat of the picture we're facing right now. As Fur as well is perfectly positioned. Again, he's looking more and more like Snacks and how he finds space behind him. He's even running and they haven't turned around. He only gets one. Xyp9x does realize it late. I think he saw him from his peripheral as he was watching toward the short pipe.
Damage inflicted there. You can see Kiabi down to 3 HP in terms of their grenades remaining. One smoke, one flashbang. Not really enough as Bolts looks towards the end of Monster. Does do a little bit more damage towards Xyp9x, and we'll see whether this final commitment towards A yields any sort of result. The UMP, not amazing at that range, but Taco was low. One of the bullets might have just done it there. Dupree finds him along. That's an easy kill. Taco probably wants to be a little bit more defensive there. They'll head back towards the B site. Like we said, just one flash and an HE now. That smoke's already gone. That's to sell anything they can towards the A side. It's Bolts who has been playing phenomenally so far. Can he get this done? Nails the first shot. Looking for the second. The spray doesn't connect. The bomb should be planted there, and we have the advantage finally for Astralis for the first time in the second half.
First time in the second half. That's a remarkable statement into itself as coldzera gets toward the window. In and of itself, as Kiabi with 3 HP slips carefully, timidly down inside of the pit position as Cold backs off. It's Fallen, therefore, that takes the next approach. Cold's only got 17 HP. There's kits on both, but conceding one round isn't the worst thing in the world, so long as they can take guns down, because Astralis, this will be their first win, as you say, which puts them in reset territory, and even with the win, they'll be limited. Good find, Kiabi. Xyp9x found the other kill, and I think they're going to get away before the bomb goes off, so everyone stays alive. In fact, they do. I say I think because after casting the NA minor, I've learned to doubt that with a different time frame. I'd say it every time. Yeah, they're going to bang. Okay, I lied.
There they are. Well, it's Astralis arriving for the first time. Money should be absolutely fine for the SK boys. This will probably be their last buy. They lose this one, though, so it's not all done just yet. We'll have a look as to whether round number 22 will find Device the form he needs. He has been very, very quiet. Just to know, Dupree 7 kills, Device 8. That's the double D combo. Those are the superstars of this team. Overpasses a map they're usually very, very good on, but SK have just made them look quite average today. It's going to be Glaive pushing for the smoke. He has looked good, to be fair. Glaive has had some fantastic moments as he opens things up once again. It's Bolts to recover, coming in from the connector. And they head towards long. Quite assertive this time, Astralis. Not going to be waiting around at all. They fully commit. And it's up to Fallen to try and shut them down. He currently holds towards the short area, and Device finds Bolts. That might be a safe call already, considering the financial situation, but it's going to be coldzera to try and fight back somewhat here. Taco,
wow.
Good lord, this could be good.
I'm surprised he doesn't go for the bomber first. I think he was expecting that the bomber would be defenseless when he looked back, but he didn't know the Device was so close. So bomb plant the Device with the kill, Cold forced off of it. Taco tried to do what he could in that position, to be fair. Astralis now finding 8 rounds, and they have to believe that they have a chance. They have to play like they can win this. And they can. There's no reason why they can't.
Absolutely. So there's a 6 in at the top. It keeps going. And Astralis managed to convert 2 rounds in a row. Taco could have been the absolute saboteur there, but not meant to be. It was the correct play. You should never take down the bomber in that situation. Remember, it's going to take him 3.5 seconds to get that bomb down. He's essentially useless. So you want to be taking down the players who can shoot you back. That's what he wanted to do. Unfortunately, that player got extended outside the bomb site. If he'd have gone maybe a couple of minutes behind, he could have had time to snap back. But Device with a nice shot, close range, took him down, saved the round. Taco definitely could have taken that one, but it wasn't enough. We'll have a full eco here from SK, from what I would imagine. Like we said, they'll just be down to pistols. Number 23, we're getting into the final few rounds now. Astralis for now will presumably make it double digits. In terms of the buy for the next round, we'll have 38 loss bonus. It's enough for a buy for SK into the next round. 2,400 on top of their average of 3k right now.
Kiabi, back turned. We're expecting the flash. Gets around and still finds Fallen despite getting jinked up by the pistol, so down to 13 HP. Lucky number 13. Good find on Bolts as well, who was waiting for them to pass by in the darkest of corners. Device will head down the stairwell. Takes down Cold. Decent shot over top of the dumpster. Taco, the last alive, and he'll go down. So now 9 rounds. If they get to double digits, if they can keep the economy rolling, we know that it's essentially every second round the CTs have a chance of buying during the lost round bonus, so they can close the distance here quite quickly. This being the next test, by the way.
Oh, absolutely. This is one of the...
It seemed like a redundant statement, but more the fact that Fallen has the op.
Absolutely. This is one of the very decisive rounds. If SK can do this, it's pretty much game over. But Astralis can do this, where they're on the ropes right now, still recovering. They'll find double digits, which is a bit of a milestone, and at that point, they'll have the advantage. It'll be SK on the chase, and it might be a few rounds in a row for Astralis here. You can see no defuse kits, no helmets, and see if this works out for Astralis. It's going to be another default. Looks like an execution towards B at this point. This is like a set piece off the bat. They've got no real long A presence. There's one person holding for the flanks in the middle, which is a device. I'd imagine an execution with the smokes will be coming in momentarily.
Glaive will wait. Execution certainly should be part of it. Flashing behind Kiabi when they go through. Interesting approach to it. Is Cold, sits on the ramp. It's Dupree to trade it back. That's the kill they need. That opens the site. Dupree can push forward. Fur can slip in behind, however, with the smoke on the bags. He's beside Zipix. I don't think they realized Fallen found him anyway. So they basically rubbed butts as they walked by. Fallen now looks toward Monster Tunnel. With the bomb down, Fur. Still at a striking distance. Good find for Dupree, therefore. Fast enough to respond. It's all Fallen. They know he was coming in from Monster, or at least the backside of the site, being either there or sandbag spotted, I think, both ways. I think Glaive saw him as much as he saw the other direction, and certainly that is the case. 2 rounds now back in attention for Astralis, because it's back to pistols this time for SK, and as a result, I think there is a timeout. Oh, I thought I saw a timeout call. It's not, but either way, it's another chance for Astralis to close the gap.
14-10. Astralis now making this a possibility. Into round number 25 now. It's going to be pistols, CZs. That's about it. Smokes through towards the T-steps, and the CTs will push through, and unfortunately it's going to be Dupree that just walks into the B-bomb site, helps himself to a couple of frags here. Coldzera gets one, but that's going to be round. Nothing they can really do about this one. Bomb planted. Astralis looking much better now. Problem is, just one round will find match point. Like you said, even if they win in overtime, that's not good enough.
I can't go into
the full detail.
Yeah, but I don't think it is. I'd have to look at the math more clearly, and based on who plays who as well. So Kiabi takes down Fallen. Either way, it's a must-win scenario. Let's just put it that way. As it's Fur and Bolts that have to be pushed off the site. Eagle shot can't quite get it over top of the window position. It's Dupree that's trying to do battle and holding him off. Does finally hit the shot, and it's down to just Fur, and down to another buy for SK pending as they hit 14-11.
Just Fur now doing what he can, but after being down 5-0, Astralis dished out very equal treatment here, and they'll do the exact same thing back. Maximum loss bonus now for the SK side. So looking at that one round, just to guarantee a point at that stage. If you're not aware, winning in overtime gives you 2 points, losing in overtime gives you 1, winning in regulation, of course, gives you 3 points total. SK Gaming managed to win all 3 of their games yesterday, but one of which was in overtime. So
the good news for Astralis is the last team they have to play is Envy and Mongols. Is that not mistaken? They have to play Mongols, sorry, and okay, so NSK, sorry, they played Envy already last night. So Mongols should be a win. So if they can survive this, if they can get this win, they should achieve all 6 points. As Bolts takes down Dupree immediately at the bottom of the stairwell at mid. Ooh. And a smoke off. He's left with 20, but it's the man advantage for the first time in a while for SK, in fact.
It absolutely is, and it's Bolts to find it. It goes down to 20 HP, but for now, he'll still be holding strong as Fallen will be looking towards the party area with the AWP. This is such a nice position here. He almost certainly hits that shot, but not meant to be. Kiabi plucks off his head and is now 4-4. That's the comeback they needed. Kiabi, another one of the players that was very quiet in the first half, but seems to be finding form at this stage. 1 minute remaining. Right, it's up to Fur to get the next frag here. Glaive hunting the connector. He doesn't check it, and it's Bolt of low HP that pulls one back. It's Kiabi once again. He's low HP, and they're still going to trade. It's looking good. Fur now. This is the kill that really decides the round. He'll pick it up. Bomb goes down. Still trading. Device and Zipex now make their way towards the A side. Still anyone's round. 30 seconds. Molotov's available. Coldzera, one of the absolute world's best, tucks himself in by the truck. Needs 1 kill here. Going down with nothing just won't be good enough. 20 seconds, final commitment, and they'll encroach on the bomb side now.
Cold waits in the denial position. Device checks immediately, but a headshot from the M4. Cold swings, and Zipix down as well. It's overtime secured for SK. That then means, and I'm just going to do some quick math again, not going to guarantee anything, but it does mean the best Astralis can achieve now is 8 points. SK already have 8 points. They at least will get 9 after this game. So there you go. That's one team guaranteed above them,
yes.
right? And Nips at 6, Cloud9 is at 6. All they would need is 2 points in their next games.
Yeah.
And
they need Mongols to basically have a lights out performance from now on, don't they? Start winning some games.
Wow, hopefully not against them.
Not against them, right. Yeah, apart from that one. That wouldn't work. I guess there are other matches they need to hope that they can somehow win it out. But it's Glaive who holds off the aggression from Fur. We've seen it time and time again in pushing up to that founding position, and it looks like they're aware as to how that goes down. Glaive's opened things up, and it's fallen, though. Still obviously going to be a nuisance here, but this could be a harsh reset. We still could take this to overtime. Only one round picked up so far for SK after losing 5 in a row. Fallen finds the trade and goes towards the connector. That's a shot I thought he would hit, but Dupree finds him.
That's big. It's important. Dupree checks the corner with another spastic jump toward it. As Kiarby walks in, and Bolts will sit inside of the corner. Kiarby's be patient to see if there will be any aggression, see if there'll be any flashes over. No one in position to throw one for him if he wanted to peek, but they'll send Device instead. Now, Device has to be careful. I think Bolts wins this kill. Depends on how he throws this flash. High in the sky with an immediate peek to try and get Bolts to move, or is that going to be the smoke for the site? It's the smoke. So instead, Bolts is at the ready. Down goes Device. That's a huge problem. With long gone, Bolts will smoke himself off. He can focus on cutting off the site entrance itself by swinging back in. He arrives sooner than they expected. Somehow Dupree, with his back turn, gets saved by Kiarby as Bolts missed a few crucial shots, and that's going to allow a bomb plant safely behind the truck. And unfortunately, Cold is, oh, I thought dead. Not quite dead. But the round will go in the favor of Astralis despite losing Device at long. Nice shot.
There it is, the full reset for the SK side. They've got the point in the bag, but they'd like a lot more. If you guarantee yourself the #1 spot in the group, you go straight to the semi-finals. That's what SK usually do in these sort of formats, and they're looking to do it again. Already guaranteed overtime. They'd like to close it out a lot sooner than that, but full eco for now. They can always be dangerous in these rounds. Cold Zero with head armor, interesting enough, against AKs and all, but each of their own. Fur will go down to a headshot delivered by Device with the AWP.
Kiarby takes out Fallen. Molotov goes deep. Having a smoke down. I like that body just laying there like that. That's not bad.
1 minute here. Pretty much guaranteed round. SK will have one chance really to close out. They can't really bind the next round. It'll be another eco. And that'll be 15-14 at that point. So they have to try and close it out around number 30.
So Envious plays Cloud9 and Nip. The Envy needs to win. If Astralis achieve the 8 points, Envy needs to win one of those 2 games, and I think it has to be against NIP. No, it has to be against Cloud9, excuse me, because NIP beat Cloud9 head-to-head. That would limit the points that they get. I think that's the only way Astralis has a chance to get in. As Dupree will get toward Cold. That gives them the site again. Now, there's just 2 players to find. Now, with that said, keep in mind that Envy's on 4 points themselves. If they win both of those, it doesn't matter, because Astralis will go out in the virtue that Envious would outplace them by getting toward 10 points. If they win one and lose the other, then they only get 7, and that's if Astralis get the 8 points, 7 points for Envy, and it would limit Cloud9, I think, to 6 total. So there is still a mathematical chance that they can make it through.
Sounds very long-winded, but
I'm just trying to keep everyone updated on the importance of what's going on.
All I'm going to think about is, let's just win Astralis. Let's win out. Let's do all we can.
And that's what they should be thinking.
Yeah.
Because SK played Cloud9, so if SK beats Cloud9, yeah, it's a long shot. There's a lot of variables that are out of their control due to the fact that they didn't control their situation enough. Bolts will take out Kiarby, so at least gun down, but that's not really going to matter. Astralis have tons of money. Bolts, on the other hand, does not, so he going down to Zipix is more consequential.
Yeah.
And it certainly makes a difference in the fact that it is now round 29.
Yeah, like I said, SK have to weaker here again. They'll have to try and close us down at number 30. So that's all Astralis have to focus on at this stage. We'll see if it works out for them. As you can see, money's about the 3K mark. Nothing they can really do about this round. Let's get it over with. They're just going to rush middle, I think. Let's just see what we can do. Get in the faces. See if we can trade a kill. If you do somehow snowball, it can be a little bit interesting. Got a flashbang in the back pocket of Fallen to throw over mid if required, but it looks like a B contact play from Astralis. Get in there, and Device will be holding the flanks, coming through the squeaky door, and that's going to be round over. So it will indeed end in number 30, or continue, if you like, as we'll potentially head towards overtime. Still very likely at this point. Well done to Astralis after being 8-0 down, and they've been a match point, or very close to it, for a long time now, SK. They haven't got going at all on this CD half. They got the 5-0, right? But then ever since the gun rounds really began and the Astralis were established, they've run away with this one.
Spray through on the AK as Zipix jumps across. He won't be able to spot in behind the bottom of the stairwell as Bolts is in fact in there waiting. So too is Cold Zero, but he can't see them on his angle. Nice tries to find the angle toward Heaven, but it won't matter for there either. So even though SK didn't really invest much, they sit back to try and get exit kills. Guns late, they won't manage to do so. Dupree gets 2, and we find ourselves in round 29. Or excuse me, into round 30 now as we go 15-14, and Astralis trying to force the overtime. Again, slow start. I think this game and sort of is a short version narrative of their entire event.
Absolutely. Well, this is what it all has been leading to. The orbs have fallen, the rifles are there. They have got one kit available, that's on Bolt, so we'll keep an eye on that as to whether it's recoverable. Fallen will position himself towards long on the flower bed. In terms of the approach from Astralis, it's very default for now. 2 players working towards connected, Dupree leading the charge there. Trying to sniff out any CTs on the other side, but no one going to be present in this position whatsoever. So they have got some decent control at this, nice and early as well. Haven't had to expend too much utility. Long A as well. Don't have the toughest challenge against the AWP. They'll get some mid control here as well. It's a very passive setup from the CT side. Flashbang comes in towards long. It's Device. The battle we've been waiting for to potentially go down. Fallen will fall back. The flashbang knocked him off the flower bed. Didn't feel too comfortable at that point, and now it's Fur. He has been dealt with quite well in the bathrooms. He hasn't really been as much of a nuisance at the top of middle as he usually is.
Fall in with the AWP. It's Dupree instead that be the one to peek him with the AK. He's got to be so careful. I thought he might go on that. Check to long, although it doesn't actually get any vision. Just sticks the shoulder forth. And he's going to swing wide. Doing so, though, I found Dupree. I was going to say he leaves himself exposed immediately to the close entrance from the bathrooms, but Dupree didn't elect to go that direction at all. Good read by Fallen. He'll get a rotation back his direction after playing solo in the site for so long. Smokes down, execution potential in. It's Fur that's up close. He won't quite hug the wall. He wants to be slightly more aggressive. That gives up his position, though, and that gives Glaive the kill. Important kill as well. Astralis are looking to try and force this into extra rounds, extra innings, and Chiari takes out Bolts. Fallen still lost in the smoke. Denies the plant. That's done it. Fallen's done it. There's no time to plant. Fallen's done it, but Cold, no, he hasn't. Cold has gone down. They just barely get the kill with 1 second left. They're in disbelief as well. Look at the laughter. That's the most nervous laugh I think I've ever seen.
Oh my god, what was that? Fallen with the no-scope. He thought it was done. There were 3 seconds on the clock. All the CT had to do, he didn't obviously expect it, but he had to just run away and stay alive. I think it was Taka at the end. And that was it. That should have been the round. But yeah, Taka goes down. He knows if he stays alive there. Oh, it's Cold Zero as well. So Device gets a double frag there.
They were both committed to entering the site. I mean, no, they weren't even lined up. One was on back stairs. One was, I think, behind the truck. They both were committed to retaking, expecting the bomb was going down. And because Fallen hit that shot so late, I think they were like, whoa, hang on, and realized too late that they had to get away. Cold was in the middle of nowhere, and Taka was found inside of the site. So that is incredible that Device was, yeah, it was run and gun. Device got one on the stairs and swung around. That's huge.
No way.
That's as close as you'd ever like. 1 second on the clock to get into overtime. Now, if they win this game, unbelievable.
What the hell just happened?
Do you remember the Alu telling Get Right you can hacks there?
Yeah.
Through the box? This is the same thing all over again. What is that?
The no-scope comes in, and then it wasn't enough. He denied the plan. What a finish to regulation. We're already set here now, ladies and gentlemen. First map of the day has been an absolute banger. coldzera, he's coming with the double orb setup, takes down dupreeh. A shot he usually hits for the jumping players, but this time coldzera boosts. He takes a bit of damage, and he'll find the advantage there.
I think that's an important first kill for SK. Because Astralis, okay, yeah, they got away with one, but they're going to be so motivated. They got this to overtime in that fashion. As soon as you get that first kill, it calms them down again. It takes that motivation straight out of the sails and brings them back down to reality.
Well then, Astralis have somehow pulled this back to overtime. What was that last round? 5 and 4, 1 minute remaining now. All set up for the first time, and Fur, yeah, it's been relatively shut down here. Kiabi's going to push that flame for sure. That's the bomb going down. They had no real choice. It was do or die. 5 on 4 now. As Device and Zipex are the last players remaining. It's up to Device to maybe find the opening pick here, but Fallen knows the hard work has been done. But still a lot of time to try and find one of the CT players out of position.
Zipex is trying to find his position inside of bathrooms with that very innocuous smoke. Device, Smully covers off denial of default. In turn, will have one thrown in front of him. He won't be able to get as aggressive with the AWP. It's Zipex instead that wants to try and find crossfires with him. He's spotted. Device isn't close enough, however, to find Fallen. He does know he's behind the box. Goes in. Fallen reads that he's there as well. First round of overtime looking like it's all SKs, and it is 16-15.
I love the reactions from that last round, right? When everyone, Astralis was like, wait, did we win? Like, you could see on Exotic's face, he couldn't really work it out, process what was going on.
They
like,
cheered right away, and then I think they realized, like, whoa.
Yeah, like 3 seconds, like, we just lost the bomb. Like, it was just so chaotic. I loved it.
And that's why I say, like, they would come in overtime, like, all right, boys, let's go, our game now.
Yeah,
like, come on. And then that first kill, I think, was extremely important for SK.
Well, it will be SK. If you're not aware, it's MR3 16K, and coldzera, fully blind, of course, takes down dupreeh. That's a little bit gutting there. They did get a trade, though. Device, he gets the first frag, but legged in the process. Down to 16 points of health. It will be Taco to defend B. He's had a very quiet game, but he's getting up there in terms of the frag. He's up to 14 now.
Shots through. Zipex able to get a trade, but Cold posted with the other op. He's inside of the site. He swings. Somehow stays alive. I thought he was going to hit that. Kiabri makes up for it, at least to get it down to a 2 versus 2, and another round. Astralis desperately need bomb down on the deck. Kiabri puts a Molotov to cut off the entrance of Fallen, or excuse me, a Bolt. Excuse me, Fallen's actually coming around from behind with the AK instead, so he's going to be the next in line. Flash timing, Glaves missed it. That's a big miss. That could cost them dearly. As Kiabri now has to sit in the ramp, exposed to either side, and hide, or tried to, because he's flashed off butt shows, and Bolts knew he was there because of it. Another round escape. 17-15.
That was absolutely sick from Fallen. He drops the orb, picks up the AK-47, 180 on the flashbang, and completely rails Glaive there. Glaive had to hit that kill. That was everything. And he gets completely schooled by Fallen there. That was just so well played. 2-0. Astralis, like you said, desperately needed that round. It will be 2-0. 16K, so money's not an issue. This double orb setup, we didn't see this in regulation from SK. It seems to be paying dividends right now. coldzera, 2 rounds in a row, he gets that opening pick, taking down dupreeh twice. We get into round number 3. The final of the first half of overtime, and he won't be boosted this time, but he will run boost. Here we go. The jump comes in. One more. Bounce across, and it didn't really go to plan, but he still got across safely. Goes down, and then Glaive will find the opening pick. A little bit of revenge there.
They know Taco's in behind the barrels. He's Molotov'd out. They don't need to force the angle, because by going in deeper, even if he steps away from the Molotov, he's still protected by the barrels. Go tight. Hold the angle. Get the kill immediately, because now they're shut down and back into a 3 versus 3. And Astralis would not go through, as far as I can tell, with just an overtime loss. So they need to win. Fallen's going to make that almost impossible. This could be a 3-0 sweep for SK in the first overtime.
It's up to Zipex, the clutch master in the connector. No real reason to push this far. Make him commit to the plan. You're up against Zipex, who's just waiting for those mistakes to be made. Unfortunately, Zipex does smoke himself out. That's not ideal. You can see him watching it and thinking, well, that might be my chance gone. But still time to work with here. He can wait for these smokes to dissipate. Fallen with the P250 in hand. He's played such an intelligent round here, holding that playground, locking them down. 2 stellar shots coming through. 30 seconds now as the final kill comes in as Bolts to pick it up at 3-0 for SK Gaming.
I know it's a tough thing to go back to because it's so situational, and obviously what matters now for Astralis is the overtime. But in that round for SK, if the bomb's on 5 seconds,
Yep.
and you know you're likely to be going to a retake, is it almost worth it to wait and confirm that the bomb is down in case they didn't get to the plant in time? Because I don't think Fallen could see them in the smoke.
I think one of those rounds when it's round number 30 in a big game and it's 5 seconds remaining, Fallen's not guaranteed to stop that, right? He's got a no-scope on the bomb, so it's difficult to think like that. Like, you think you're safe in CT spawn, right? You're technically not even committed to the fights. You're in CT spawn, you're waiting for Fallen to do something, but it was Device and somehow reading the play, they'd both be there. I didn't see it from his POV. That's what I need to see what kind of positions they were in. But from what I could gather, it was just 2 incredible shots of him to close that out, and it was just unlucky. 1 second would like separate everything.
Yeah, undeniably. And again, it is really tough to quantify that because you're right, they weren't in the site directly, but it's almost like, why not just hide until you know you don't have to?
Yeah, definitely. But like at that same time, like if Fallen doesn't get the kill right, then you've absolutely lost it and you're just away. So they're trying to apply the pressure and help Fallen out if required and make things really uncomfortable. Because the thing is, like, if the bomb's going down, that's one player taking out the situation. It's 3.5 seconds there, so they still have the advantage. They want to be fighting there if Fallen goes down at that point. But still, like, crazy round. Like, you don't see... You see those kind of rounds at once a tournament, if that. Like, that was really nuts.
Smoke out on top of the flames. That will be heard on the inside of the site from Astralis, and therefore they'll position themselves accordingly, knowing that they are inside of the construction position. They nade as well, but the nade, oddly enough, did 0 damage. I would have thought that was at least close enough to the position from Fur. Perhaps just because he was holding this wall, it didn't do anything. Fair play. Second one does more damage. Good find from Xyp9x. Look at this tap angle. Second time we've seen him get a wall bang from this position in this game. Remember, SK was dominant to start off their T-side against Astralis. It's overtime, they need 1 round. Bolts has 1 entrance. Good find back, therefore, by Kiarby. Doubly so, and Glaive. No assists on his second, as well as getting his own. It's Fallen left in a 1 versus 4, and I think Fallen knows it's not likely, but it is Fallen after all, and he's found 1 kill quick enough.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, time remaining here, and if he hits this shot, we might be onto something. It was very close. Whistle past the ears of Glaive at that point, but they will win the round. 18-16. We need another clean sweep here from Astralis to at least guarantee overtime. Look at that from Xyp9x. That's so sick. We're seeing a lot of that recently. He's done that twice this game. Once on the T side and now on the CT as well.
Well, a chance to force double overtime. What's the point for double overtime? You get half point then, right?
Yeah,
no,
it goes down again until you get down to 0.25 points, and then he just keeps going. It goes down until 0.
I don't know what that is. I can't count that high. It's Kiarby. Xyp9x, well, in front of him, can try and go aggressive with him, and he will. Can even trade off it. They don't need to.
Oh.
Get back! He's trying to watch the door while Xyp9x does the battle up close. That's why he doesn't want to move the angle in case the door opens.
They just want to keep that advantage, right? One of them wants to go for a bit more. The other wants to fall back. And it's like, no, we've done our job now. Let's not get greedy. Throw it all away. For a minute still. Definitely recoverable by the SK side. As we'll see if Taco and Co can execute towards B. They have no real map presence at all, so that will have to be the final play. They bullied this site in regulation time on their T side in the first 8 rounds. Molotov to come through for them to deploy that to the barrels, and Xyp9x in an interesting position here. He might have to go. Oh, they've walked past him out. Here we go. This is going to be absolutely massive.
Wow.
The trigger discipline. He's got everyone in front of him. Has to nail all the shots. The first 2 come in. Can he find the third? He can't. Taco, but it might be enough. 2 versus 1 Fur to try and clutch this one out. Xyp9x with the godlike play, and it is 2-0 for Astralis. They might be able to take us a double overtime.
That is so huge from Xyp9x. So much patience in that position as well, to just sit as they walk in. I'm surprised he went for the full spray when you could have thought he could have been disciplined to try and transfer it, but he just wants kills at this point. Oh, the third one, I didn't think the third one. I thought, okay, the first 2, that's fair, but man, oh man.
Tried to hold it together. He got all 3. That would have just been such a godlike play. 18-17. We could be going to double overtime here. Pressure is on. Match will be paused for the final time.
SK with Envious to play after this. Looking to try, although their second overtime game, looking to try and go unbeaten in the group, and in doing so, things difficult for everybody else who's in this little mixture, this little battle in Group A. 4 teams involved if you include Envious. I think still have a chance. Fur's going to get aggressive. Try and catch them off early. Flash over, nearly does. Zipix backs off, knows he's there, and Glaive has the angle as well when he tries to climb down and get the position. But Glaive is flashed off, not knowing he's burning alive, is getting taken down for free, essentially. They don't even have to get a repeat position onto him. Therefore, it's Zipix that has to get above. On top of the smoke, finds the bomb. That'll slow them down on their approach, but not take it out of the picture just entirely. As the smokes give them access, did someone just... I thought I saw Cold push through the smoke just in time as the flash went out, but unfortunately Device spotted him. Doesn't matter, Bolts gets it back.
He knows there's an AWPer there as well. 3 kills for Bolts. He might have just saved the round, and indeed the game is dupreeh up and the 2 versus 1 here. He sneaks through. That's an easy kill. Execution for Taco. The nade might do it, Matt. It certainly does. And he clutches out. We're going to double overtime. dupreeh. Oh, you can see it in the bottom right. Everyone's loving that. What a clutch to bring it out. And it's going to be Astralis in full recovery mode once again. Bolts, though, you thought that would be it. 3 kills with the AK-47, low HP, but he can't quite find him.
Cold nearly took this round by going through the smoke, and I think it was a team flash that came out that caught him. He pushed through at the exact time everyone was blind, and then he was sitting there, and Device just happened to peek out. Ridiculous effort from Bolts late, though, my goodness. So we go and do it all again. Remember, it is 16K MR3. Obviously, you've figured that out now, but 16K to start, so we don't have any situation, despite seeing 2 straight 3-0s, where in which anyone would have to save.
Absolutely.
No T-sided round yet in overtime.
Wow, the comeback from 3-0, that is not easy. Fallen, very stubborn about getting towards that B bomb site. Tried it twice there in overtime. dupreeh recovered the situation, kept it alive. 2 nuts clutches now just to keep Astralis in the game. Is this the double AWP setup? Not quite for Astralis. They very rarely run that, especially on overpasses. We Device up to the challenge of finding opening picks here. Now everyone's starting to warm up on Astralis, looking much better. SK Gaming will still be on the T side here as we enter double overtime. Bang towards B, fast towards short. We have got a challenge from Fur once again. Will he be able to find the opening? Molotov out of position for now, but he sits behind the sandbags. Waits for his chance to strike.
What is that?
What has happened there?
It hit the lip of the wood and just bounced straight back like it had flubber on it.
Flubber.
It's a good reference, right?
It is.
But that was ridiculous. I've never seen that. That's got to be one of the most frustrating things if you threw that as a CT. Cold will take down Kiabi as well. They had to use an additional smoke at Catwalk because of it.
They've got the opening pick this time, looking for the first T round in overtime so far. 5-on-4 might just do it. Looking for any sort of reaction here. We have got dupreeh pushed up long. All of the SK members on the B side of the map. We have got the bomb, though, on the back of Fallen. He's at the T steps right now, and Zipix trying to get some information. This is the brave play if he goes any further. Flash to come through. That'll give him a chance to push the corner. Spots one, doesn't want to fully commit. He knows how fragile they are right now.
Glaive swinging out. Zipix with a kill already, and Device to follow. It's looking like it's all SK. No response. In fact, Fallen just sitting in the open trying to get a line up toward Heaven. And Zipix closes us out. Astralis have a lead, believe it or not.
Absolutely do.
It's the first lead they've had all game.
Yeah, they've been on a chase throughout this entire campaign, but Zipix there, nice cerebral play towards short. Spots the player, doesn't want to fully commit, has no idea what's around the corner. He's been playing so well on the B bomb site, locking them down every single time, dancing around that pillar, making all the shots count. And once again, falls back, gets it done after losing the first pick as well. It felt like that would be an SK round, but not meant to be. 1-0 now in double overtime. On to round number 2. But once again, wants to get up towards shore, wants to open up Eve upside up, but they're being very disciplined here, but not this time. Kiabi changes the pace. He gets in his grill and manages to take him down at least, but a trade might come through, but Zipex holding strong once again.
Oh.
What is that from Fallen?
Hello, sir. Welcome back. Yes, we saw you just before we went to overtime, but that's the most impressive shot he's had yet this far in the extra innings. Aiming for the fences. Shots exchanged, and Cold actually wins out against Dupree. That's going to open access toward A, and importantly, Cold had the bomb. If he went down to Dupree in that position, yeah, okay, lots of time left in the round. It just makes things very awkward for SK. Approach long, and Fallen tries to get the shot inside of the site. Meanwhile, Glaive takes action, knows he has to, and pulls it back to a 2 versus 2, finding only Taco. He should rotate immediately. But there's no confirmation that they will go A. So Device to wait. Goes wide. Immediately they get closer. CZ therefore drawn out, and Glaive's got to get into this picture and get immediately on the backside of his teammate. Gets a spray in the crossfire, doesn't go for the planter, and Fallen takes down Device. It could be the first T-sided round, or will it be? Because Glaive gets a kill back. He has a kit. No smoke to work with, and Fallen on the AWP has backed off. Glaive's trying to shoulder bait to see that he's not up close, but he's got to be more cautious and pre-fires the long angle. AWP wins the exchange. First T-sided round.
It's finally happened. It's Fallen in the 1 versus Glaive. Glaive definitely knew what was up there, went for the pre-fire, but ultimately just offered himself up for the final kill. This shot, though, from Fallen, just to give them the slight advantage there. It will be all tied up, 1-1. Final round at the first half of double overtime here. And we'll see whether Astralis mix things up. They haven't been hyper-aggressive at all. They've just been playing pretty standard CS, and we've got Dupree and Device this time heading towards the bathrooms. Same smoke from Fur just to try and challenge it. No, I like this boost. What an adjustment that is. Should be the kill come for Kiabi. Could have been a little bit more aggressive there. He didn't get tagged up too much. Nade will come through, but go a little bit too deep.
Not the best nade we've seen.
Not the worst.
Didn't have flubber on it.
That's the problem. Cover the shoes and the grenades and flubber.
With little thumbtacks.
Yep.
Taco checks to see that no one has the jump. It's Zipex that wants to try and find position by slipping out at sandbags. Doesn't spot Fallen. Just happened to not be there at that explicit moment, but he still is there now with the AWP. Bolt will check inside the smoke, but there's 3 players, 2 aggressively toward long, by the way, which we've not seen from Astralis in this passive-aggressive format without taking bathrooms. They've given up on trying to be hyper-aggressive to take bathrooms, that's for certain. They were not winning that exchange early on in the game. Dupree with the wide peek, spotted already by Fur. One-way angle, apparently, because he didn't see him at all. Certainly didn't even seem like the X-ray was protruding, but it's a nice shot backwards as Device finds it in return.
The advantage now for Astralis. Juking it out towards middle. Astralis and SK going at it. It's Bolt to makes his way towards in the bathrooms now. 20 seconds. 1 smoke remaining. 1 towards CD spawn is deployed by Fallen. The Device, perfect position. Takes down 1. Can't nail the second shot, but they have got such an advantage here. It'll be impossible, surely, to throw this round away. Kiabi seals the deal. And it's going to be Taco who drops, and Fallen will do what he can there. Always going to be dangerous, but the 2-1 comes in for Astralis. They give 1 round away, but still they have the advantage.
They have the advantage. But, and look at this. That is everyone. Well, no, but that's everyone else in the group. I was going to say they have to get to 22 to win this. 21-21, we do it again. That's Cloud9. That's Envious behind them. I think I may have spotted. No, that's all.
Did Mongols not turn up to watch?
I think they might be playing right now.
Who are they playing? The NIP, I guess?
NIP? I'll check. Because I was going to say I thought I saw Nip there as well, but I did not. They are playing NIP.
They are playing. What's can you give us live on the score?
Hasn't started. It's starting right now.
Okay.
Okay, so it's 3-3 actually. So it's actually just updated.
All right, bit of game.
That's important as well, because if Nip loses that after, the situation is bizarre in terms of mathematics. If Mongols are able to win even 1 game today, Envy as well. They want to make it through, and Astralis going down now. Falling to SK increases the chances of both Cloud9 and Envy, which is why they have an invested interest in this game. Fallen finds Dupree to start it off. Great start for SK, but Glaive, able to realize that Fur was so far forward, gets the kill in return.
Glaive on 36 frags right now. He has pulled out all the stops. Not known to be the highest fragger in his team, but today's look great.
No, but you know what? In a lot of games when they are back and forth, Glaive seems to step up.
Yeah.
Lead by example.
You've always said that.
Joe Sakic always said that.
but he got it from you. Either way, it's going to be Kiabi that does manage to bring it to a 4 versus 3 fall in there. Out jeweled by the AK-47. Misses the key shot. Astralis looking for the tie at this point. If they just get one round on their T side, they'll have 2 to work with there to close it out. What a comeback this would be. Remember, in regulation, they were 8-0 down. It looked like they were average. They were out of it. They couldn't get any shots going. The star players were flat. But somehow, Glaive kept them in it. Some huge, unbelievable clutches coming in from both sides. And here we are, 20-19, with the advantage for Astralis right now.
It was round 37 they first took the lead in this game, after being down 8-0 and 9-2 respectively at the start. They might be the ones to pull it off late. If Taco can't hit the shot, Zippix gets it back. That certainly helps. Keeps them from being level. In fact, gives them a 2-man advantage. Bolts pulls back what he can by getting Kiabi on cross. It's the Molotov that is doing a lot of damage. But importantly, they get the bomb back in the hands of Zippix just before he goes down to cold. Glaive gets the response kill. It's Bolts on 35. That Molotov now is very significant in how much damage he's lost. It makes things much, much easier, specifically for Device if he wanted to go to the pistol. He doesn't. 7 HP. He could hold this. He could hold this. Glaive's too far away. He's going to pull this back. It's going to go.
No,
he's got off it.
In 1 second.
It. I think he thought he must have thought he was closer.
That's unbelievable. You had it, son. It was done. Don't let it go down to 1 second and get off it. That was such a lock-in for him. Obviously, he doesn't have the intel we have, but if you're going to be that committed, like beneath 1 second in the defuse,
take the chance that he misses.
Yeah, like he's not going to recover that one. That was nuts. The fact he was so deep in the less than 1 second of that defuse, just keep going with it. That was the chance. It was done. Well, there we go. 21-19. Match point for Astralis after being 8-0 down. Bolts had that one. He played so well up until that point. Unlucky. As we get into round number 5 here, SK need both of these to force triple overtime. Astralis just need 1 out of 2.
Fur will rotate around to long instead. He's obviously got a player inside of the site backing him up, but it's Bolts instead with the ops. Double ops, they go toward B. It's an interesting setup to go toward Monster and Sandbags with it. Normally you might see one toward Monster in a game, but not both positions. That's peculiar but interesting. Enough to catch Astralis off. They've got the early pick. It doesn't come from Fallen on his AWP. It's Cold instead. Or might get another good flash. That's from Bolts as he walks out, finds Device. 2 men down already. Need to recover from the last round. Map point Astralis. Good find, Kierby. Any kill will do. Just get to the site. Cold still has vision. The smoke not bloomed. It means Bolts can stay where he is. Doesn't have to worry about pressure immediately, and they've got a 2-man advantage to work with. Swings out. Down goes Dupree, and Bolts makes up for it by getting Glaive.
Certainly does make up for it there. Go round for him, but recovers. 1 more here. Double overtime. Looking for triple. Here's SK Gaming now. Remember, Astralis still have the advantage. Well played by Bolts there. Lovely control. Makes it look easy. I assure you that situation was not. Double AWP out. This seems to be where SK Gaming have done their best work on the CT side. Flash through. Yeah, you saw it.
I did.
You got it.
Flash through the smoke as Fallen's going to get toward long. Timid situation. This Device was missed, so too is Fallen. Fallen, in fact, rather than going all the way back to the site, thinks he might be able to catch anyone off getting aggressive at Park and Party, therefore. They'll naturally want to take over more than just long, so it's a good gamble that that position may exist. Unfortunately smoked off because Astralis has seen far too many of these situations. Not their first rodeo. Sliver gap to fire at front door with Fur as well, able to swing. If Fallen even spots anyone, he's going to get more aggressive though. Meanwhile at B, they'll leave Zippix to lurk outside of Monster, but even, oh, he got caught by Cold. I was going to say, even he was going to be rotating off at the fact that he is backing up the secondary op. Cold has realized the situation, but they won't overcommit to the rotation yet because Fur is still in good position, has the bomb down. We could be looking at a triple overtime as Fur goes aggressive once more, finds Dupree, finally silenced by Glaive, but it gives Fallen all the opportunity in the world to fall to the site and find Device.
Triple overtime looking very likely. Fallen secures it there with the P250. Well then, that's happening. Advantage for Astralis for the first time. That goes away. And we'll reset once again. Triple overtime. Who would have thought this would be coming in? We've had absolutely nuts games so far. So many back and forth rounds, clutches, recoveries, blunders. It's had absolutely everything. There's the fist bumps. Mesquite knowing they've managed to get back out of the slump they were in. Giving that advantage away for the very first time. Not going to take any breaks here. We're straight into triple overtime. Just to reiterate, anyone who's probably joining in with the hype, seeing the scoreline so far, this is a must-win game for Astralis. They've had a really difficult run so far. They're currently on 1 win, 2 losses. SK on 3 wins, but one of which he won in overtime, so they only got 2 points. So they're pretty secure. They've already guaranteed a point out of this, regardless. That's almost certainly them getting out of the group. And Astralis, if they don't win this in overtime, that's pretty much the end of their tournament. So this has to be a win for them.
And Nip 6-4 over Mongols. That matters as well because if Nip win that, they're definitely ahead of Astralis and I think through as well, which leaves 1 spot between Envy, Cloud9, and Astralis.
This is where it gets very interesting. Triple overtime, all the tactics go out the window, and the aggression and the wild plays from Fur come through, looking for the 3K. He nails 2, and that's enough. He's thrown a spanner in the works. They had no idea that would be coming through, and it's a 4-on-3 now for SK Gaming.
Down. Whoa, Zipix! I thought I was going to get... I didn't even know that he was there. I thought he was just going to leave his knife out because he had it running toward him. If that had gone the other way, just write it off. This round's done.
Wow. Taco and T-Spawn, and he's going to have a few players coming towards him. What's the play here? Does he hold up? Oh, goodness gracious. Zipex takes him down. The AK-47, 1 bullet is all it takes. And Taco has been removed from the server.
I think he was just going to sit on top of the pallet. I don't think he was going to go any further than where he was, but unfortunately timing against it. Cold sits behind the pillar for the entry, but it's not confirmed. In fact, they're trying to fake out and rotate back that they're going the other way. Bolts has realized it. Kiabi checks the corner, but Bolts finds 1. Double spray. No, not quite. Device, I thought, or excuse me, Glaive, I thought would not be on his feet in time, so I thought Bolts got both, but now that should be the round. The fact that Glaive's gone down so low, though, gives Cold a sliver of a chance.
Oh, it's a little bit of a bait and switch. They gave the bomb up and he said, Glaive, the in-game lead, he's made the call. You take the bomb towards B, I'm going to show some presence. I'm going to fire some bullets. It doesn't look like it will be enough to trick Cold Zero. He's had the bomb going in. He's going to try and deny it again, Matt. He's going through. AWP, no scope, can't hit the shot. It was a nice idea, but it wasn't one that will land this time. Good God, that was quite an exciting way to finish the round. Zipex finding Fallen here. You can see the level of play like starting to drop off in this sense. It's been an absolute slogfest and some of the shots being missed and the tactics kind of go out the window at this point. They've seen everything you've got in your arsenal in terms of the strategy book, trying to find variations of certain tactics and try and throw in something that's a little bit unpredictable. For pushing middle, that's common, but the fact it goes all the way towards long like that was kind of nuts.
So the double up has been absolutely brilliant for SK. Fallen again, though, struggling to find shots against Device. Fortunately, still has his life to contend. It's 21 HP. That's plenty, as we know, for Fallen on an AWP. So he'll, as a result of it, be more passive. Still stays toward the bathroom connector because he don't think he had the confidence to go for the long run to the site. Good find, Dupree to take down Fur. And with Fallen low, if they start to clear the front of bathrooms, naturally, you'd expect they should be able to get at least a trade. They need a flash for Device to go long. And Fallen's preoccupied with Dupree, who suspects he's in this angle. A lot of noise. Device down. No one with him. No flash at all. They've given him an escape pattern with 2 players there waiting for his position.
It's quite common for the Device to actually use that play by himself, getting up towards long. Fallen seems so aware of it. Didn't even seem scared that someone else could be with him. He'll fall back. It's a 4-on-4. Situation equalized. And Taco! Oh my goodness, coming for T-Spawn, no!
That's 2 rounds in a row.
Again, he out-positions them perfectly, but he's got the knife out. And he gives it up, and that could be the round, but Cold Zero fighting back with the AWP. He can't deny the plant for now, might go for the wall bang, but the bomb will be planted, and it's a 3-on-3 again. Taco had everything there.
Cold with one on the entry, but now has got to clutch this back with 2 ops fallen on the second one. He's the one with the kit as well. There's another one down to the site. Good find. Cold finds KRB over top of the ramp. Continues to get them inside of the site as he has op to continue to contest with. But the shot back, Dupree. Glaive found fallen at the same time. Again, Astralis have a lead, and it's 2 rounds in a row.
On the T side as well. Here's a look at Taco, and he was in T spawn. He must be getting information. They're falling back, and then he has the knife out. He makes a footstep.
That's got to be the slowest moment in the world.
Yeah.
Like, let me get my gun. Let me get my gun. And then they just both turn around in slow motion, and you're like, oh no.
I just caught it before it snapped over. I thought, this is it. He's going to pull this one off, but not meant to be. We go to a single AWP setup. The money wasn't there. You can see the CT's actually struggling here. The double AWP setup still with 16k is expensive. You're not winning rounds. Ballin now trying to find the first pick. Of course, he nails it. Takes on KRB. Time to fall back, but he might be spotted.
Ooh-wee.
He is, but first the player that goes down next to him. So the AWP's still alive. Dropped in the bathrooms. Looking for the 3-0 is Astralis, and that would be massive on the T side.
Fallen still out toward long, though. He knows, as you mentioned last round, that Device likes to play this position behind the tree. Off angle again. Easy shot to Device, and he may get Glaive as well. He may. Glaive's in a weird position at this point. He's going to use Molotovs to get him behind the tree. That's exactly what he had to do. No flash, nothing else he could do.
That's great from Glaive. Very calm, and Dupree can't step up. It's Bolt who's been an absolute rock on the A bomb site. You take another frag there. Glaive through the smoke. What in God's name was that? 2-on-2. 50 seconds remaining. We do have one smoke available. It might not be required as Zipex opens it up once again. Taku, bit of a nightmare here in triple overtime. 1 versus 1. Glaive versus Coldzera, the best performing players on the server right now. 40 seconds, and Glaive with the advantage comes behind him, spots him. He takes the shot, and he nails it. 3-0 for Astralis. What a game he's having. The in-game leader. 45 frags.
And credit to him for taking the patience to line up that shot. Not to just fire at it and have Cold walk away behind the wall. It gives him the round. It gives them 3 in a row on the T side, which has been the issue for teams so far in overtime. Poor Taco. 2 rounds in a row he gets caught out of position. In perfect position, I should say, but unaware of it.
Yeah.
Timing was not in his favor, but Astralis a chance to get 2 points from this game, to recover what has been a rather rough event for them. And what a game this has been. This is fit for a final.
Absolutely. 1 round will do it for Astralis. What a turnaround. Device with the first shot, can't connect. He'll fall back and patrol towards long, leaving Dupree just to cover his back here. He'll actually be challenging towards the rock. We know where that battle will be taking place. It's fallen to go down once again. It's Device, who was so quiet to get into this game, almost looked non-existent, and now he's showing us what he can do on overpass.
For the smoke down, I thought he might get a chance to try and push through it. Cold's also gone to retake long with the AK. Bomb dropped intentionally while he does so, but they've established at least some territory in front of the bathrooms. While Taco will try and do the same over toward B. Zipex. Not alone in the site, but the one to charge with watching and getting his timing correct for both positions. The smoke certainly helps to give him confidence in watching towards sandbags instead of just the monster tunnel. KRB importantly finds bolts. Taco now has to get more aggressive. I'm still in the hands of Cold, by the way. At long, jumping flower pot. This could be tough. Spots one KRB inside of the smoke. KRB gets the shot, though, because his feet firmly planted. He was ready to do so on the M4. Bomb goes down, and I think this is it. I think Astralis have done it. 4 versus 2. There's 34 seconds, but Taco's so far away from Fur. If Fur goes down, that's the round in itself. Good find, therefore, to get KRB, because he can recover the bomb. Smokes it off so he can do so. Taco's inside of the site. If he can get to the bomb and get back over in time, they do have a chance. Good shot, Taco. This is entirely doable, but Fur thinks that the kills from Taco are enough to cause the rotation. They're not. Dupree's got bomb down on the deck. 14 seconds, done. And it is done on that alone. If Fur had tried to rotate, I don't even know that he would have made it, to be honest.
Headsets are off. And the final kill comes through. Matt, that's got to be the game of the tournament so far. Unbelievable. Triple overtime. 8-0 down. And some phenomenal play from Glaive. He's the in-game leader, and he delivers the goods here to take down SK Gaming.
And what are the odds that the first tournament we implement the new point system, we have more overtimes than perhaps ever before? With that said, it's the GoDaddy recap with Alex on the desk.